Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. In this video session, we want to focus on the direct time study application, especially on third to fifth procedure, from the calculation of observed time, normal time, and standard time. Yeah. Okay. So we look at the first example. First, given the average observed time, 4 minutes. The observed. Second data here is the worker rating, performance rating 85%, and the third data here is allowance factor. So a little bit explanation about the worker rating or performance rating. So we have learned in the previous discussion, in standard performance, the percentage is 100%. If the worker perform in slower pace, the performance rating should be less than 100%. If the worker perform faster pace, performance rating more than 100% should be given. So in this example, the worker rating given is 85%, means that during the observation, the worker performs in a slower pace from the standard performance. From the observation time here, yeah, so we determine the normal time using the rating factor or performance rating, 85%. So 4 minutes, average observation time times by performance rating 0.85. So the normal time is 3.4 minutes. And from the normal time, we determine the standard time, the standard, using the allowance factor. Allowance factor is 13%, 13. So 0.13 here. So 3.4 normal time times by 1.13. So the standard time for this example is 3.842 minutes. Okay. So again, from the observation time, we determine the normal time using the rating factor. For normal time, we determine the standard time using the allowance factor. We look at another example. Example number 2, questions determine the standard time for data given in table below. So first, we can see that there are 3 job elements. A, B, and C. We have 5 observation time for each element. Yeah. Performance rating given for each element. Example here for element A, the performance rating is 130%. Element B, 105%. Element C, 110%. And allowance factor is 15%. Okay. So first, delete unusual or non-recurring observation marked with asterisk. So there are 2 values here, in the element A and another asterisk in element C. So a little bit discussion on this unusual data. Yeah. So we can see here in the set of 5 data here for element A, this 21 minutes is far away from the other observation time. Example, in first observation, the element is 8 minutes, and observation number 2, 10 minutes, element observation number 3, 9 minutes, observation number 5, 11 minutes, but we can see that some unusual or error might happen in the observation number 4. Yeah? So in this case, we have to discard the unusual or something that weird in the set of data. So what we did is, in average time for A, we discarded this observation number 4. So we can see here only 4 data been considered in the average time calculation for element A. So 8 plus 10 plus 9 plus 11 minutes divided by 4. So the average for element A is 9.5 minutes. So we do the same to other elements, element B and element C. Again, in element C, we can see we have one data here that unusual. So that's why we discarded this value. Yeah, we discarded this value. So in element C, only 4 data been considered. So the average time for C is 1.5 minutes. For normal time, we can see that the performance rating given is specific for each element. Example, 120% for element A, 105% for element B, and 110% for element C. In this case, we have to determine normal time specific for each element. Yeah, specific for each element. So we can see in this calculation here, example normal time for A. Yeah. So average observation time 9.5 for element A times by performance rating for element A 1.2 or 120% just now. So the normal time for element A is 11.4 minutes, followed by normal time for element B 2.31 minutes, and normal time for C 1.65 minutes. Again, we have to calculate the normal time separately for each element because the performance rating for each element is different and given specifically for each element. So from there, we determine the total normal time. So total normal time for this task is 15.36 minutes. And from the total normal time, we determine the standard time. Yeah. So there are two formulas that we can use to calculate standard time. So the first formula we have seen in the previous example, and this is the second formula that also can be used to determine the standard time. So we have first formula and second formula. Okay, so in standard time, allowance factor been considered in the calculations. So in the first formula, 15.36 normal time for that task times by 1.15. So the standard time for this task is 17.66 minutes. Or we can use the second formula here. Yeah. So that time is 18.07 minutes. So in conclusion on this session, we can see that how from the observation time, we can calculate the normal time using the performance rating. From normal time, we can calculate the standard time using the allowance factor. So that's all for this session. Thank you.